How to make antibiotics from weeds when the pharmacies are looted, the hospitals are dark, and the infection crawling up your leg doesn't care about your feelings. The cities are quiet now. Not peaceful quiet, wrong quiet. The shelves are stripped. Amoxicillin? Gone. Penicillin? Barricaded inside a Walgreens by someone with trust issues and a very aggressive German shepherd. You've got a wound turning colors it shouldn't, a fever making the walls breathe, and the closest thing to a doctor is a veterinarian named Gerald who's been drinking since Tuesday. But the apocalypse didn't kill the weeds. They're still there, cracking through asphalt, growing out of gutters and collapsed storefronts. Dandelions, plantain, yarrow, garlic mustard, mugwort. They survived the bombs, the neglect, and the complete collapse of municipal lawn care services. And some of them can fight infection well enough to keep you alive until something better comes along. No pharmacy, no Gerald, just weeds, fire, and the stubborn refusal to die. Welcome to phytochemical medicine. Let's get to work. What you're actually fighting. Before you start boiling random plants like a feral herbalist, understand what's happening inside that wound. Science doesn't stop working just because civilization did. Bacteria have one job: multiply. They don't hate you. They don't even know you exist. They're just eating, dividing, and dumping toxic byproducts into your bloodstream like tiny mindless factories. The infection's spreading up your arm, not personal. Just biology doing what biology does when you hand it a warm, moist, nutrient-rich environment with zero competition. Antibiotics work by killing bacteria directly, punching holes in cell walls, scrambling DNA replication, shutting down protein synthesis, or by slowing reproduction long enough for your immune system to finish the job. Modern antibiotics are refined, concentrated, precise. What you're making is not that. What you're making is a crude plant-derived antimicrobial loaded with phytochemicals, compounds plants evolved to fight bacteria, fungi, and parasites. Plants don't have immune systems, they have chemistry, and over hundreds of millions of years they got ruthlessly good at it. Allicin and garlic, berberine and barberry, thymol and thyme, rosmarinic acid and plantain, azulene and yarrow, not folktales, peer-reviewed, documented, real. Not as powerful as a pharmaceutical, but real, and growing through the sidewalk right now. The difference between medicine and useless plant soup is preparation, concentration, and application. That's what this is. Step outside, look down. You're standing in a pharmacy. Plantain, Plantago major, everywhere. Broad oval leaves, parallel veins, flat against the ground in every crack and neglected lot on earth. Contains aucubin and rosmarinic acid, documented antibacterial, anti-inflammatory. Used on wounds for thousands of years across dozens of unconnected cultures. That's not coincidence, that's field-tested data. Yarrow, Achillea millefolium, named after Achilles, who used it on soldiers' wounds. Feathery leaves, white flower clusters, grows in roadsides and vacant lots. Contains azulene, camphor, achillin, antimicrobial cocktail. Also promotes clotting, stops bleeding, and fights infection. In a post-collapse scenario, that's a 2-for-1 you cannot pass up. Wild garlic, jackpot. Allicin, released when crushed, is one of the most studied natural antimicrobials alive. Disrupts bacterial membranes, inhibits enzyme activity, effective against gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. Not penicillin, not nothing either. Mugwort, Artemisia vulgaris, tall, silver green, grows along every fence and roadside. Contains camphor, cineole, artemisinin-related compounds, antimicrobial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, used across Asia, Europe, and the Americas independently. Convergent discovery. Pay attention. Dandelion, yes, that one. luteolin and chicoraic acid, antimicrobial and immune modulating, less aggressive than the others, but solid support when fever's making you see things. Rule of thumb, if it smells sharp and bitter when you crush it, the plant's defense system is talking. Listen.
Let's continue with 3 methods for increasing intensity. Method 1, the poultice. Fast, dirty, now. Wounds bad, no time, no equipment. This is your emergency option. Grab plantain or yarrow. Rinse if dusty. Not puddle water, not anything that glows. Crush them with a rock, a boot heel, your hands. Rupture the cells, release the phytochemicals. You want a wet, macerated mass. Pack it onto the wound. Cover with cloth. Change every few hours. Yarrow specifically, press it hard into a bleeding wound first. Hemostatic compounds clot the blood, then leave it. Every time you disturb a clot, you restart the clock. Crude? Yes, also what humans did for 10,000 years before anyone built a laboratory. It kept enough of them alive to eventually invent the laboratory. Respect the method. Method 2, the decoction. Boiled, concentrated, drinkable. Fire and a container, metal pot, tin can, anything that holds water and won't melt. Collect yarrow, plantain, wild garlic, mugwort, any combination. Include roots if you have them. Roots run hotter with active compounds. Crush or chop everything. Surface area is your friend. More ruptured cells, more phytochemicals in the water. Pack into container. Cover with clean water. Ratio roughly 1 part plant to 5 parts water. You're not in a lab. You're in a parking garage with a campfire. Close enough. Boil, then simmer 20 to 30 minutes. The water darkens. It smells medicinal, bitter, sharp. That smell is the medicine. Strain through cloth. What you have is a decoction, concentrated plant extract. External wounds, cool it, soak cloth, apply as compress. Internal infection, fever, gut, respiratory, drink it. A cup at a time. It tastes terrible. Drink it anyway. Terrible tasting things kept humans alive for millennia before grape-flavored medicine existed. The science? Heat breaks down cell walls more completely than crushing, releasing higher concentrations of water-soluble phytochemicals. Boiling also sterilizes the water. 2 problems, 1 fire. Method 3, the tincture. Slow, potent, shelf-stable. Long game. You need days, a glass jar, and alcohol. Anything above 40% ethanol. Vodka works. Grain alcohol works better. Whatever you scavenged from the bar, nobody raided because they were too busy fighting over bottled water. Pack crushed garlic, yarrow, plantain, mugwort into the jar. Cover with alcohol. Seal. Shake. Store dark and cool. Shake daily. Wait, minimum 3 days, ideally 2 weeks. The alcohol pulls both water-soluble and fat-soluble phytochemicals, the full chemical arsenal, not just the surface layer. Strain, press hard. What's left is a tincture, concentrated, preserved, shelf-stable for months. Use topically on wounds or take internally, a tablespoon at a time, a few times daily. The science? Ethanol dissolves alkaloids, resins, and essential oils that water can't touch. Broader chemical profile means more mechanisms of action against more pathogens. It hits harder. Don't drink the whole jar. You're making medicine, not cocktails. Although in this scenario, the line has admittedly blurred. Straight talk. Survival requires honesty more than comfort. Red lines past your elbow, fever above 104, confusion, mottled skin, you're past plant medicine. You need real antibiotics, IV fluids, a hospital. If none exist, accept the math. This won't replace pharmaceutical antibiotics. Lower concentrations, less precision. That's the truth. What it will do is slow bacterial growth, reduce inflammation, prevent minor infections from turning fatal, and buy you time. Every day you stay functional is a day you might find something better. The goal is to bridge the gap until you can rebuild. Weeds aren't failures of the garden, they're survivors. The Ice Age, the Black Death, the fall of Rome. They'll grow through whatever this is. That chemistry doesn't disappear when supply chains break. It's still there, in the cracks, waiting. The wound stops spreading. The fever breaks at 3 a.m. You're still here. Not luck. Yarrow, plantain, garlic, fire, and the refusal to be ignorant in a crisis. The weed survived. So did you. Stay dirty, stay curious, stay alive.